What's up, Pisces? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a new moon tarot reading for the new moon coming up on June 6th. This new moon is going to be at 16 degrees Gemini. It's going to be at 8:37 a.m., which will put it in the 6th mansion of the moon. You're probably thinking 6 months, 6 days, 6 mansions of the moon. Oh, God, the devil. That's not what 666 is. 666 is the middle vibration of 9, which is pure light, which is the sun. If you look at alchemy, magic, any of that, you look at the magic square of the sun, it 111, 111, 111, 111, they all add up to 666 because it's a representation of the sun. When you see famous people throwing up their 666, it's not because they're satanic. They're telling you that they are a star, that they are famous. Everything revolves around them. They are a shining light. They are a shining star. That's why they're called a star. When you get to the upper echelons of society and you have that kind of influence on people, you're going to understand why things are what they are, and it's all going to go to astrology. It's just the way it works. It's also the carbon-12 atom, which is what all the life forms are based off of, the carbon-12 element. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. And when it's in the Bible, people are superstitious, so they put all this ignorance on what 666 is. They were just trying to express the name Nero, which adds up in Roman numerals to 666. And they had to do it in that way because they didn't want to get crucified too. So I'm going to give you a little clarification on that. Astrologically right now, the moon is conjunct the sun and is conjunct Venus, which is nice energy, except for the fact that that triple conjunction is square Saturn. You got 2 cards, Pisces. Saturn is going to make what would be Gemini communication right there, sweet communication with Venus being there. It's going to block it, or it's going to make it delayed or not be interpreted correctly. A time for healing, or it's likely to. If you know the energy well, you know how to work with it, it won't necessarily manifest in that way. But that's why we want to learn about the energy so that when they come around, we can make of them what we want. If you are a Pisces ascendant, this will be occurring in your 3rd or 4th house. That's the house of communication, of learning, right? So you're really going to want to communicate right now, or really want to learn about certain things right now, or really want to communicate it, or maybe with your brothers and sisters because it's siblings in that house too, or even your children. But the communication could end up being aggressive because Mars is square Pluto. Now it's only touching the moon, that triple conjunction with the moon, the sun, and Venus through Mars, which is through a semi-sextile. That's a minor aspect. So it shouldn't hold a lot of sway, but it could, so be aware that that's a possibility. If it's your 4th house, that's the house of your home or your mother. You may really want to communicate with your mother right now, or you want to learn about something with your home, or do something with your home, or communication in your home, things like this. Just be aware of, some rough energy could be floating around, and Saturn likes to block things or delay things, so whatever it is that you might want to communicate or someone else is trying to communicate, it might not be communicated necessarily clearly, or it may not be interpreted in the way that you wanted or that they wanted. Anyway, with that being said, Pisces, that was if you're a Pisces ascendant as far as the houses. If you don't know your ascendant, go look at my video on how to look up a natal chart. You need to know when you were born, what time you were born, and where you were born. And then it'll give you your ascendant, and then you can do all your houses. And it changes every 2 hours. Oh, right there. Okay, that being said, Pisces, let's see what we got. You had 2 cards here. Time for healing, and conclusions are within reach. Well, some of you might have been spending time going within. There's been some turn of fate recently in your life. Some big change probably happened. You're not wanting to see something. Some of you may need to heal. You may be recovering from an illness or some kind of injury. Just maybe not feeling well psychologically, emotionally, maybe trying to heal from that. Saying conclusions are within reach, that's good. So there may be something that you're trying to accomplish, but there's a healing that needs to take place in order for that to be accomplished. Could be healing of relationships, could be healing physically, could be healing spiritually. The middle card you have is the Hermit. This is going within, meditation, your inner light. Solitude, but it's crossed by having to travel or having to move. So you may have wanted to be chilling and like recovering, but maybe you had to move house recently, or maybe you had to travel, or maybe you're having to, change something. But whatever this change is, or this movement, it's going from stormy waters or rough waters to calm waters on the other side. So it's good movement. You may just not have really wanted to do it at that time. That's another reason I say that, is because in the recent past you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's something that major in your life that had to change, but it was for the better, even though you kind of was just comfortable where you were. You know what I mean? But you've had to make this change now, and it's going to be for the better. It's going to bring a healing about, whether that be, like I said, relationships within yourself. It's necessary. The healing is needed. Pisces is about healing. That's what the sign is about. It's what the 12th house can be about. Sacrifice, too. Conclusions are within reach. So this healing is going to bring forth some kind of conclusion that needs to take place, which is a good thing. You're crowned by the Magician, so this is of your creation, whether you realize it or not. Whatever occurs here is your creation. You've put forth conscious effort, because it's in the conscious spot, the conscious influence, to manifest something, and that's what you're going to do. And the unconscious influence could be a fire sign child that's the focus, or something that you're passionate about, some idea, something that you're passionate about that you want to do or that you want to accomplish. And this, if you're able to do this, if you're able to do this healing, move forward, you have a celebration. Something worth celebrating, something that makes everybody happy. So that's very good too. Yeah, I don't think solitude's going to be in it for you. I think you want to like just kind of chill and do what you want to do, but it's not going to be the case. You're not going to be able to. It's going to be too much movement forward. But it's a good thing though, because it's a healing. And I think that's maybe what the hermit was that time. The chilling time was a time for you able to contemplate and move forward and heal. And that's going to help you get to the conclusions and then help you celebrate. You right now in your environment, happy home. You got everything rolling. You got it where you want it at. Happy home, happy family, happy kids, whatever it is. However, whatever it is that you look at as this, like contentment, happiness, family, that you right now, at least that's your focus. It looks like it's all around you, and your environment. It could be someone from your past. Someone is giving you something, somebody helping you. That's wonderful. So you have everything you need. You're getting resources from others, or help from others, or love from others, and it's helping you step forward. That's probably helping you heal for whatever it is that you need to heal from. It doesn't just have to be physical injuries. It could be psychological. It could be emotional. It could be relational. Healing of a relationship, healing of a broken heart, these types of things. The advice: plan, get ready for the future. You need to be ready to take steps. Because if you want this, and even if you have it right now, if you want to keep it, you better take the steps you need to take in order to keep it, to maintain it, whatever that is. And you need to take everyone's, not necessarily opinions, but you need to take their perspective into account. It can't just be what you want only. You need to kind of think, what's going to make them happy, because making them happy is what makes me happy. If you can look at it from that lens, then you can figure out a better way to have a good plan to nurture, your home life and your love life. The outcome is death or transformation. I don't think this is a physical death just because the cards are so nice, but it doesn't mean there couldn't be like a death of a family member or like a friend or something around you that you know about or heard about that's happened recently. But most likely this is just a transformation. And that's kind of what you've had to do here, because you had a wheel turn, a big event that happened. It's forced you to have to move, whether it be move house, get a new car, just move in general, a new job, just some kind of movement that was forced upon you. But it's good for you because it's like celebration here. So, you're going to have to transform with this situation. And Pisces should be good at that. Water signs are all good at molding and changing with the situation because we're liquid, So you should be, if you want to keep this situation, this home, this family together, this type of thing, or these relationships, whatever it is, whatever your current situation, you will have to transform with the situation. It's likely that whatever this was a big change that had to be made, and it almost burned everything to the ground. And that's what this energy does. But because of that, it was able to be rebuilt, because that's also what this does. Transforms it. It burns it to the ground so that it can be rebuilt. And through this rebuilding, you need to learn the lessons from what happened before, whatever the situation is, so that it doesn't have to be burnt down again. You learn the lessons and do it differently this time, and do it in a better way, because you now have learned what lessons you need to learn. Conclusions are within reach, and healing. So through that situation, whatever it was, it taught you something. It healed you in a way. Maybe healed your relationship. Maybe healed your family. Maybe just healed you physically or emotionally, mentally. And now through that, you can learn and then transform and keep things the way that you want them. Well, hopefully that everybody wants them and that is healthy. Okay, that's all I have, Pisces. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Also, click the notification bell. I don't think people are finding their way back to the channel because it's not going to recommend me on your main page. I'm a small channel. So if you don't have the notifications on, it's likely that you won't even know that I posted. If you put the notification on every time I post, you'll know. And it'll be new moon and full moon every month, because I do everything astrologically, which I believe is the way to do it, because this is all based off astrology. Astrology really is the fundamental science that all this comes off of. But either way, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful for the view. And I hope to see you here again, Pisces. Happy new moon.